As always with my classes, we'll start with a meditation. Why change it up today? Oh, and of course, I never ever have my phone near me, so I can never see what time it is. When will I learn? How many times does it take me? Endless. All right. So find yourself into any comfortable meditative posture. I like to sit in kneeling, but you don't have to. Anything will do, cross-legged, laying down. And let's allow our eyes to gently close. We feel out the rest of the world. And turn a bit inwards. Feeling the breath in our body. Letting the stressors of the day, whether it be the fires, the smoke, work, pandemic, so many different things. We can allow ourselves to think about those another time. But no, tending to yourself is important for us to show up in the rest of our life. So take a nice slow breath in. And a slow breath out. Breathing on our own, any natural rhythm. And see if you can relax your jaw, releasing tension in the face. We tend to hold stress and deep thought in our face. So see if you can let the bottom row of teeth just gently part away from the top row. Let your tongue relax. If your lips part, that's fine, let them. Let your eyelids feel heavy but soft. And let's take one final breath in our meditation together. Start by exhaling all of your air. Breathe in through your nose, slow. Hold the breath in for just a moment. Then exhale it slow out the nose. And start to gently blink open your eyes. Arriving here with yourself on your mat. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up long, extend them towards the sky or ceiling. Then as you exhale, twist towards your right. Take your right hand down, left hand crossing over onto the right knee. And again, you can be in cross-legged or kneeling, doesn't really matter. We're just twisting here. Nice tall spine regardless of where you are. Again, breathe in. And out. Inhale, untwist, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist other way towards the left this time. Nice and easy. You don't have to force it. It's very early in the practice. Good. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale the hands into your lap. All right. Now, if you're not already in cross, now's a good time to come in cross. If you've been in your cross, just switch your cross, balance ourselves out a little bit. Sit up nice and tall. Just take your hands, rest them on top of the knees, then let your head fall over to the right. We'll stretch the long left side of our neck gently. If you like to have the eyes closed, feel free. And invite a little bit of movement here. Maybe the chin can kind of wander more towards the shoulder, or maybe more towards the chest. And just kind of play around with easy movements here. And as you move, stay connected with that breath. Breathe in and out. The temptation of thinking about our day creeps in. That's okay. But just take a breath, let it go. Remind yourself that you can come back to that later. Good. Gently let your chin fall all the way towards your chest, letting your head kind of droop down. Interlace your hands behind your head. Just kind of let the weight of the hands come down over the head, stretching the back of the neck, upper back. You can also let your spine round a little bit here. It's fine. Just kind of releasing the upper back. Let your elbows be heavy down. Good. Unhook the fingers here, release the hands, pull the head back into neutral. Breathe in. Good. Let the head fall over to the other side, over towards the left. Relax the shoulders. Gentle movement. If you find anything that feels tight, maybe just explore that space a little bit longer, holding it, or moving through it, whatever feels better for you. Good. Once again, let your chin drop all the way down towards your chest. And then this time, inhale, pull the chin all the way up, pointing the chin up towards the ceiling. Take your arms, reach them up. And as you exhale, interlace the hands behind the head, just supporting the head and neck slightly as you really open. Think about drawing the elbows wide, chin lifting, heart lifting. Take another breath here. Good. Exhale, come back to neutral. Take your hands out in front of you, walk them forward and fold. Let your head rest, maybe just stacking the hands. If you can't reach the ground, maybe a block if it's handy. Otherwise, you can just dangle, that's fine. Good. Inhale, come on back up into neutral here and take both feet out in front of you. Good. From here, cross your right leg over your left, kind of stacking your right knee on top. So moving that right foot over onto the left side, bending the knee, and your knees are stacked. The left leg is still extended out straight in front of you. Flex the left foot, sit up nice and tall, reach the arms up. As you exhale, gently start to fold forward. Keep the arms long to start so that we encourage an opening through our heart. Maybe even cactus the arms so you can really think about opening through the chest, long spine. You may not even come down very far, that's fine. Once you get to a point where you feel like you're at your maximum, just take your hands and rest them down towards the floor, but maintain that openness through the chest and lengthen our spine. If the foot's within grasp, you can reach for it, but doesn't really add a whole lot right here. You can also grab onto the shin or the calf and gently add about 10% extra effort. And as we breathe, keep pressing the left leg into the ground. Maybe seeing with each exhale if we can wander just a little bit deeper. And what we search for with these stretches is we want to find our maximum that feels within safe range. So never pushing it to a point where it's too much, but also not being so passive. We want to be active in our stretching, at least for today. Good. Inhale, come on back up. Reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, side bend over to your left. Take your left hand down. Reach your right arm long. So now we're opening the right side of the body. Think about that right hip really pushing down towards the ground. Maybe even come down to your left forearm if that's within reach. Otherwise, just bending into the elbow, however far down you go. Good. Think about stretching super, super long. Feel like you're reaching something a little bit too far out of reach for you. Breathe. Good. Inhale, come on back up. Reach up. Exhale, hands down. Switch it out. Take your right leg straight. And then cross that left leg over now. Stack the knees. Walk the foot in more towards your hip. Flex the right foot. Really press the right leg into the ground. Inhale, reach up. Good. Exhale, start to fold. But again, keep those arms nice and long. Maybe even just cactus them so that you can feel that opening and relaxing through our shoulders. Super long spine. And then once you feel like, all right, I'm at my maximum fold, then just take the hands and just kind of let them rest. But we're still maintaining the relaxation in our shoulders and the length through our spine. Good. Think about settling deeper into the posture as you exhale. I breathe, I like to think of my inhales as a way to lengthen my spine. And my exhales gently take me deeper, even if they're really tiny movements. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up, sit up. Exhale, side bend over to your right. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches long this time. Maybe the forearm comes down, but if you start to kind of pop up on the hip, then just take the palm down. You don't need to come all the way down. But do think about left sit bone on the ground, really stretch it long, opposite direction. So think hip down and away, fingertips up, like you're trying to reach something on a shelf that's just too high up. Good. Inhale, come on back up, reach up. And exhale, release the hands. Release the legs, sweep the feet behind you, and then come up onto your shins. And I recommend facing the long side of your mat. So whichever way, it doesn't matter, but just face the long side of your mat and walk yourself over to one side, over to the left side of your mat, so that you're able to extend your right leg out to the right. Good. Now, the foot position, it's not super duper important, but just try to kind of point the toes towards the long side of your mat, kind of like you're in a warrior position with the foot. Good. All right. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, side bend over towards your right. Take your right hand down towards your leg. Keep reaching the left arm long. Good. And like I said, the foot position is kind of up to you. I like to turn the foot towards the long side of the mat, but if you feel better pointing it towards the end of the mat, that's fine too. Depends on your hip. It will slightly change the rotation of your hip joint. So if you find you are limited by turning the foot, then by all means, adjust it. Good. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up. Exhale, side bend over to your left, super slow, moving really slow. Start to take your left hand down towards the ground. Use your obliques to slowly take your hand to the ground, reaching the right arm long. And just like you were in a side angle pose, think about wrapping the tricep towards the ground, palm faces towards the earth, fingertips reaching long, but our chest still rotating up towards the sky, energizing the long right side of the body. Right shoulders relaxing. Good. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up. Inhale. Exhale, side bend over to your right again. Now we're going to tick-tock back and forth. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, over to the left. Your inhale reaches up. And your exhales wander you right and then left. Go here at your own pace. And I want you to think about the core. This is fundamental to this movement. It's what's controlling you nice and slow. Using a nice range of motion, nice amount of core work to just slowly take ourselves back and forth. Good. Just keep moving here. If you get messed up with the breathing or anything like that, don't worry about it. Just breathe and move. It's nothing bad will happen if you exhale as you come down or at the wrong time. Maybe you like to hold one spot a little longer. That's fine too. It's your practice. Make it your own. Good. The next time you reach up, hold it there. Extend the arms up. Exhale, side bend over to your left. Once, final time, take your left hand to the ground. Good. And I want you to wander your left hand back towards your left foot. Keep your hips bending forward. Now reach the heart up towards the ceiling and the right hand extending back. So we're in kind of a modified wild thing here. Shoulders down the back. Think about back bending, almost like you were going to touch your right hand to the ground overhead. Just really opening the long front seam of the body. Let your head hang towards the ground. Really push away with that left hand. Breathe. Good. Slowly start to sit the hips back slightly so that you can walk your hands forward towards the long side of your mat. And then we're going to switch it out. So just come onto the shins. You can walk yourself over to the other side of your mat and extend your left leg out this time. Same thing, whatever foot position feels good to you. Find it. Reach the arms up, breathe in. Good, exhale, over to the left, starting on that left side, and we'll hold to start, kind of opening the body first. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, other side, right hand down, left arm long. And again, just like a side angle pose. So think about really energizing the outside of that left foot all the way to the tips of the left fingers, palm, tricep, wrapping down towards the ground. Open through the heart though, rotating more up through the chest. Good. Inhale, guide yourself back upright, reach up. Time to go back and forth at your own pace. Your exhales over to the left and to the right. And your inhales guide you back up to center. Seeing if you can move with some intention, a little bit of ease, getting your core in the action here, using that to move you. A few more here. Wherever you are, slowly come back to upright, reach up. And then exhale over to your right. Right hand comes down to the ground. Good. From here, again, start to walk the right hand back kind of towards the right foot, and then start to send your hips forward and revolve the heart up towards the sky or ceiling. It can be on the fingertips or the palm, whatever's comfortable in that right hand. And think about, it's almost like a back bend. Well, it is a back bend, not almost, it is. Think about back bending. So kind of lifting the heart up, letting the head kind of hang down towards the ground, reaching the left hand long overhead. Strong in the legs. Good. To come out, just kind of bend the hips back slightly so that you can walk your hands towards the long side of your mat. Good. From here, let's take both knees to the ground, still facing the long side of the mat. And we're going to come into our frog. So walk the knees nice and wide. If you need any extra padding, feel free. And then come down onto the forearms. There's a lot of variation in frog. I teach a lot of different versions, but find whatever frog you're used to today. Won't go through all the different variations. You can either come down to the forearms or stay on the palms. You can even sink the chest all the way to the ground if that's accessible for you. We'll take about 5 deep breaths here. Good. If you're not already there, come back up onto your palms. Keep your left knee where it is. Just kind of walk your right foot out to the right until you can ground your foot nice and flat. So from here, again, foot position is really up to you. I turn my foot towards the long side of my mat, so I kind of have a warrior foot. But if you'd prefer to kind of point it more towards the back, that's fine too. Try to walk yourself as wide as you can. So you should feel like you're in a frog position still. So walking your left knee out nice and wide and your foot as far as it will go. Now from here, again, you can either come down to the forearms or stay on the palms. But I want you to kind of rock your hips back. And if it feels good, maybe flexing the foot, flattening that right leg slightly, and then kind of rocking it forward. So just very small movement, and this might look a little different. If you're on the tighter side, it might just kind of look a bit more like an upright position, which is fine. And you're just kind of rocking yourself forward and back, thinking about flexing the foot up towards the ceiling as you kind of sit the hips back towards the heels. And flattening it down once again when you come forward, which might feel pretty intense. And feel free, if you need to adjust the position of the knee or the leg or on the left side, feel free. Should not be feeling pain here. Intensity through the stretch of the groin, yes, but not pain. Just kind of oscillating back and forth. I kind of just stumbled upon this movement earlier today, actually, and found it to feel really nice. So I had to include it in today's class. Good. All right, let's come back into neutral here. Take your hands back down to the ground. Slowly rebend your right knee. And before we switch sides, let's take our knees in together and give ourselves just a little child's pose with knees together. Give our groin, hips a bit of a break. All right, let's come to our other side. So once again, facing the long side of our mat still. We're going to walk our knees nice and wide, starting with our frog position. Good. Come back down to the forearms, if you'd like. or maybe sink the chest. Let's take 5 breaths in our frog. Nice and slow. Come back up onto the palms. And we're going to work our left foot out towards the left. Just kind of walking it until it's in a comfortable position out to the left, toes either pointing towards the long side of our mat or out, whatever's more comfortable. And if you feel like you've got a bit more space, I like to kind of walk my right knee out once my foot's in position. And then I come down to my forearms, but you don't have to. And slowly think about hips rocking forward and think about hips rocking back. And as you rock the hips back, maybe you flex the foot pointed up towards the ceiling. But if that's not accessible, that's okay. Just kind of rocking it back and forth. Maybe it's a small movement. And the sides might feel a little bit different. It's okay. Just kind of honor the difference. Don't push it. Doesn't need to look or feel the same. And as always, of course, if there's anything that's uncomfortable, adjust here. So tune in. Maybe if the right hip or the right ankle or foot is like not in a position that feels productive for you, then adjust it. You can always kind of point the right toe, flatten it, and flex the right foot. Good. All right, let's start to come to stillness here. Walk your hands back onto your palms and slowly rebend your left knee. Oh man, face the front of your mat once again. Bring your knees together and let's take another child's pose. Let our hips kind of relax after that. All right, come into your tabletop position. We're going to start to wake up our core a little bit, get our whole body more moving and in the mix here. So from our tabletop position, flex your feet. So kind of tuck your toes underneath. Now I want you to hover your knees off the mat, just a few inches, not super far. Really grip into the mat. So dig the fingertips in, really flatten the palms. Now keep your knees hovering, but just take your right knee and tap the back of your right tricep and then take it back. And then alternate. Left knee taps the back of the tricep, just kind of right above the elbow area. Kind of go back and forth on your own here, staying super stable through the shoulders, trying not to wiggle through the hips a ton, really isolating this movement in the core, but using a lot of upper body strength too. Let's do 10. 9, we're moving super slow. 8. 7 more each side. 6. 5. 4. Doing great. Almost there. 3. 2. 1 more each side. 1. Come to downward dog. Hips up and back. Good. Let's take a little breather here. Bend the knees if you need. Keep pressing through the palms. Send your chest towards your upper thighs. If you'd like, pedal out your dog, alternating heels to the ground. Good. Look towards your hands. Gently step your right foot between your front two hands. Drop your back knee. Good. Take both of your hands to the top of your right thigh. We're going to do a bit of a stretch through our quad. So we're going to be on our left knee. If you know that you need a bit of extra padding, pad the back knee here. If you feel pretty good, lunge a little bit deeper, bend your back knee. Bring your foot towards your glute, left hand reaches back to start. And you want to try and lunge a bit further into this, just so that you're not dropping right onto the kneecap. It's a little more comfortable if you can actually get past the kneecap. If you're able and the balance is there, both hands grab back. Think about tucking the tailbone gently and keeping the chest upright. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Keep thinking about kind of gently pushing the hips forward, really activating into that left quadricep. Good. Gently release the left leg. Ground your fingertips to the ground. From here, gently step the right foot back. Come to your high plank. Take a deep breath in here. Inhale. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale to your cobra. Let's hold it here in our cobra. Keeping it kind of low. Maybe even just hover the hands. Think about opening through the chest. Press the tops of our feet down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let our head rest. Maybe stack the hands for a moment. Relax. Good. Hands in line with your chest once again. Tuck the toes, push up, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, look between your hands. Step your left foot between both of your hands. Drop your back knee. And take your hands to the top of your left thigh, coming into that low lunge shape. Same as before. If you need, pad the back knee. Now's our chance. If you're ready, lunge into this deeper bend. The back knee, right hand grabs back. Grab onto the foot. If balance is there, then add the left hand as well. So same thing as before. We don't want to kind of think about back bending here. It's not bad. It's just a different movement. We want to kind of take our tailbone underneath. That really starts to get into the right hip flexor and the quadricep. And then hips forward, chest lifting. So nice and neutral through the spine. Maybe you bend a little further into the front knee. Good. Nice and slow, release the back foot. Take your fingertips to the ground. Good. Lift the back knee, step back to your high plank. Breathe in. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Lifting the chest up. Think about drawing the elbows back. Pull the heart through. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Come up into your Sphinx. Bring your forearms down to the ground. And again, think about opening your heart like a book. So peeling the chest open, shoulders together, down the back. Press the tops of your feet down. Good. Let's take a few breaths here. Now, we can stay in our Sphinx. It's fine. If you want to come a little bit more intense, just straighten through the arms for our seal. Think about pressing the tops of the feet down. Think about still, even though we're pushing the ground away, we want to still feel like we're kind of wrapping open the chest. You can walk the hands in closer to the body, but keep the hips on the ground for this. We're not in an upward facing. Think about breathing deep into the chest. Nice and slow and controlled. Good. Exhale, lower all the way. Lie flat on your belly. Rest your head for a moment. Bend your knees. Windshield wipe them left and right. Release your low back. Good. All right. Take both of your legs down, extending them down your mat, and take your arms into a goalpost shape. Good. Now take your right hand in line with your chest and roll yourself over onto your left side, keeping that left arm in that kind of goalpost shape, really kind of opening through the chest. Set your head down, stacking your right hip up towards the ceiling. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like, maybe bend the knees. You can also take your right knee up towards the ceiling. That just encourages your right hip to stack even further. That will twist you further. If this is too intense, just leave it be. Keep kind of pulling the left shoulder down your back. Think about shoulder blades together. Good. Release this. Come back onto your belly. Take your right arm now into that goalpost shape, and then left hand in line with your chest. Roll onto your right side, shoulder blades together down the back. Set your head down. Stack your hips. If that doesn't feel like enough, maybe you bend both knees just to kind of relax into it a little, or take that left knee up towards the ceiling. Good. Let's release this. Come to lie flat on your belly, but bring both hands in line with your chest. As you inhale, tuck the toes, push up to your high plank. From high plank, come to downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, look to your hands and jump through to a seated position. Good. And take your feet out in front of you, bending your knees, bring your feet to the floor. We're going to come into our boat pose. Hug your knees in towards your chest, nice long spine, gently leaning back. Reach the hands forward and then take your shins parallel to the sky. Let's take 10, 9. If this is too much, grab behind the thighs. 8. If you want to make it harder, maybe straighten both legs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Grab behind the thighs. Inhale here. And then exhale, rock back onto your back and just kind of roll up and down your spine a few times. Just kind of releasing the back. Coming up to maybe like a boat pose. You could even take your feet far overhead like you're coming to plow. Just kind of rocking up and back along the spine. The next time you're coming down towards your back, just let yourself rest on your back. Gently hug the knees in towards your chest. Take your hands now to the fronts of the knees and just draw some big circles, massaging out the low back. Good. Bring your feet to the floor. Let's come to our bridge pose. Feet are about as wide as our hips, toes pointing straight forward, hands by our side. Take a moment to kind of tuck the tailbone and work your shoulders together and underneath you on your back. Push through the feet and lift the hips up. Think about the chest kind of lifting up towards the chin, but keeping the chin away from the chest, so nice and flat through the head. Really squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, active through the belly. Exhale, set the hips back down. Good. We're going to do 2 more of those. If you have a bridge in your practice and you feel warmed up enough, please feel free to take it on one of these next movements. We have done some back bending, but it's not going to be for everybody. All right, hands down by your sides or get them ready for bridge, up to you. Inhale, lift the hips up. If you're coming to bridge, really extend through the arms and send your chest forward through to the top of your mat. Engage through the thighs, breathe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently set the hips back down. Take a breather. We've got 1 more round here. Either bridge or wheel, whatever feels best for you. Good. Get yourself ready. Inhale, push through the feet, lift the hips up, and breathe here. Again, if you're in your wheel pose, then really extend through the arms, send the chest forward to the top of the mat. Breathe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow. Lower yourself all the way down, coming to lie flat on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees hang open wide. Take your arms open into a goalpost shape. Good. Bend your knees. Once again, bring your feet to the floor. Cross your right leg over in a figure 4. Coming to our reclining pigeon, hug your left knee in. Maybe grab through to the shin, or if you need to, then just to the thigh is fine as well. Your right foot is kind of flexed and pressing over the top of the left thigh, encouraging the legs in towards the chest. But being mindful of our low back, we tend to let it kind of curl it around up here. But you're going to get a better, more effective movement here if you keep your spine nice and flat. Good. Take the foot back down and switch. Cross that left leg over, open the knee. Hug the legs in. Grab either to the shin or underneath the thigh. Nice long spine. Really hug the legs in towards the body. Good. Release that. We're going to come into our final resting pose. If before we do that, there's anything left that you feel your body needs, please feel free. Take time. Make this your practice. Do whatever your body is asking you to do for it today. But if your body's like, you know what, I'm ready for Shavasana, then extend your legs down your mat whenever you are. And then extend the arms by your sides, palms resting face up. If you need anything before you can settle, drink of water, sweater, you do so. But once you are settled, maybe let your eyes close. Let your jaw relax, teeth gently parting, and the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Nice and slow, start to bring movement into your toes and your fingers, wrists and ankles, knees, elbows, shoulders, maybe reaching the arms overhead, bending the knees, and then just kind of letting your knees windshield wide left and right, waking up your spine and your whole body. Maybe adding your head into that movement, gently left and right. And then when you're ready, roll yourself just over entirely to one side. Let your head rest into your arm. And take a moment before you come up. Let your body feel heavy. Don't hold on to any muscle. Now, inhale, start to bring yourself up to seated. Coming once again into any comfortable seated posture, sitting up nice and tall, maybe letting your eyes close once again. Relax the shoulders. Take the hands to prayer. Take your palms and rub them together. Generate some heat between your palms, create lots and lots and lots of warmth. And then gently take your palms over the eyes, kind of cupping the palms, seal out the light. And then as you inhale, gently press the palms in towards the eyes. As you exhale, slowly let the hands release away. Let them fall into your lap and allow your eyes to open. Coming back into your space on your yoga mats. Thank you as always for joining me. Namaste.
As always, thank you so much for joining this class. I hope it helps you through your week, day, month, year, wherever you are. And if you like these classes, please let me know. You can like or comment. Subscribing is really awesome. I see every time someone subscribes. And if you're able to donate, any amount really helps. It helps keep me going with these classes and providing them for free. I like the idea of being able to provide yoga for folks at no charge. I think it's yoga is something that should be in everyone's life, regardless of if they can pay or not. So any donation from those who can really helps keep these going, especially for those who can't afford it. And yeah, if you haven't been in one of my classes live, hit me up. I do these Zoom classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And follow me on Healthy Hobbyist on my Instagram or Facebook. I kind of post stuff on there as well. Every week we have these Zoom classes. I can give you a link if you'd like. But if not, keep showing up here. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you have any requests. I do read your comments. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Namaste.